In the tranquil wilderness along the riverbank, a hippo was peacefully grazing when, from a distance, a pack of wild dogs appeared, their eyes sharp and their movements fierce. A second later, the stomping of hooves, splashing water, and a violent roar erupted as the chase began. The enormous hippo surged forward, charging straight at the pack, scattering them like arrows in the wind, then suddenly turning, leaving the entire pack stunned in the swirling dust. The dogs didn't give up, they continued to press alongside, following the hippo's heavy steps, across the grass, along the water's edge, through mud puddles, and through the fallen trees. The chase expanded into a giant whirlpool in the savannah, as the hippo roared and ran, while the dogs barked, closing in. Splitting and regrouping, as if employing an instinctive encirclement tactic. At times, the hippo would plunge straight into the water, sending the pack of dogs tumbling through the mud, only to spring up again and continue running, creating waves that churned up white foam. These breathtaking moments stretched across the blazing sunset, where the golden sunlight illuminated the hippo's powerful body and the small but fierce shadows of the wild dogs. Sometimes they caught up, sometimes they were left far behind, but neither side would back down. Then, as darkness fell, the heavy breathing subsided, the barking gradually diminished. Finally, the hippo stopped at the water's edge, while the dogs lay scattered in the shadows, exhausted but never taking their eyes off their opponent. The entire wilderness became peaceful again, as if the storm of footsteps and roars had merely been the intense breath of nature in a moment of fierce struggle for survival. But the chase didn't end there, as night fell. Under the pale moonlight casting its light on the savannah, the hippo remained vigilant. Its ears perked up at every small movement in the darkness. The pack of wild dogs, though exhausted, persistently pursued, like constantly moving shadows among the fallen trees, occasionally letting out intermittent barks, both challenging and warning each other of their opponent's immense strength. The hippo's heavy footsteps pounded on the damp ground, mingling with the rustling of dry leaves, creating a rapid, drum-like sound that spurred the survival instincts of both species. At times, the hippo would suddenly turn, its eyes shining brightly. In the night, causing the pack of dogs to freeze. But then their hunting instincts would pull them forward again, circling around as if to test its endurance. Throughout the long night, the hippo's bursts of speed, sudden turns, and leaps through the mud created a chaotic symphony of power, speed, and unwavering determination. As the first rays of dawn filtered through the trees, the hippo's mud-covered body glowed a pale yellow, while the pack of wild dogs, though exhausted, stood in a circle, watching its slow, deliberate movements. Amidst the hazy morning mist, there were no more roars or chases, only the two species seemingly silently agreeing that this battle would continue, not with a single confrontation, but with countless more chases in the days to come, where nature always demands. Resilience and tenacity from any creature seeking survival. As the sun slowly rose above the horizon, its golden orange light blanketed the land, giving the pack of wild dogs a dappled, sun-kissed glow. They began to slow their pace, their breaths thin and shallow after a nearly relentless night of chasing. The hippo, now calmer, stood at the edge of the shallow water, its large, weary body reflected in the still surface. It turned its head, its deep eyes observing the pack of dogs, now less aggressive and more wary, as if both sides recognized that the chase wasn't meant to destroy each other, but simply a natural instinct for survival. A gentle breeze swept through, carrying fine dust and dry leaves swirling in the vast open space. The pack of wild dogs dispersed, one by one shaking themselves, adjusting their breathing, and taking their first steps away from the chaos of the previous night. In the dawn light, their shadows stretched across the ground, like constantly moving dots, a symbol of resilience in the wilderness. The hippos slowly retreated into the water, step by step, as if trying to erase the traces of the chase from their heavy bodies. When the water reached their bellies, they breathed a sigh of relief, letting the cool water wash away the mud and the exhaustion accumulated throughout the night. An unusually peaceful moment descended, a moment when nature seemed to regain its natural rhythm after the heart-stopping tension. The pack of dogs, now gathered in a small group, stopped on a high mound of earth, looking back at the hippos one last time, no longer challenging, but instead respecting the instincts and strength of the species they had just challenged. Then, as if by an invisible signal, the entire pack turned, accelerated slightly, and disappeared into the distant forest, leaving behind only the fading sound of their footsteps blending into the natural sounds of the early morning. The chase ends with no winner, no loser, only nature, still operating according to its harsh but fair laws, where every creature must fight, flee, adapt, and survive. And there, amidst the vast savanna, the confrontation between the hippopotamus and the pack of wild dogs will become another story among countless stories of the wilderness, where life always resonates with its majestic rhythm. As the morning sun began to spread, streaks of light piercing through the sparse clouds, the savanna seemed to come alive after a long, tense night. Flocks of birds soared in the sky. Chirping to each other, seemingly unaware of the chaotic chase that had just taken place beneath their feet. The air became clear and gentle, a stark contrast to the roars and barks of just a few hours earlier. The hippo stood still in the shallow water, its eyes half closed as if enjoying the rare moment of peace. The gentle water flowed over its muscular body, washing away dust, mud, and the lingering aftershocks of the emotional storm. In that moment, the hippo was no longer the hunted or the fighter, but simply a creature searching for its own breath. Further away on the mound, the footprints of the wild dogs still remained in the soft earth. They had departed, but their presence lingered in the wind. The alpha males are probably leading the group deeper into the forest, searching for new prey, seeking new battles,